Hello, my name is Tom Purdy. Steve called me Tommy, or he just called me Slow. That's my nickname. It is my distinct privilege and high honor to stand before you as a friend of Steve Wiley and to be a part of our cherished fellowship, as well as being the voice of his lifelong friends. I also represent all of the other friends of Steve that could not attend, and lastly, the entire Purdy family, who all loved Wiley. Loved. I'd like to commend all the other eulogists. They were beautiful, beautiful. The poem, I was going to say song, but the songs, and that was great. And I too have prepared a beautiful eulogy, and I say that with the most humility because I've had 40 years to prepare for this, to think of all the good things from Steve and us, and I got great subject matter. In 1 week, we lost two of my favorite rock stars. On December 22nd, 2014, Joe Cocker died. He left us a love song called "You Are So Beautiful." I have used it for years to serenade my wife Shanti and my daughters Malia and Eris. Then, on December 30th, we all received a phone call from hell, and our favorite rock star of all time, Stephen Roger Wiley, had perished. We gathered today feeling shattered, rattled, devastated at the loss of Stephen Roger Wiley and his beautiful song. My remarks today will reflect the symbolic structure of a good song, and I will try and weave parts of Steve's life that are analogous to the components of a great song. Most great songs have an intro, a distinct favorable melody, harmonization, a hook or a refrain, chorus, good beat, rhythm, and the capacity to touch your heart and soul. I love Steve's song, just like all of us here. The intro to Steve's song includes me in a duet that started in the 4th grade playing hockey. I was a terrible goalie on an opposing team, and Steve was an awesome left wing that made me into an instant sieve. And laid down the groundwork for my being his wingman for many years to come. His athletic prowess and his competitive nature was most obvious early in his life, as he loved to win. And winning is what he did. He won me over very quickly in the 7th grade when our path crossed again at Eric Ramstead. And like most young boys, we discovered that we had a one-track mind. One main interest. And that was the universe and all of its contents. I thought I was going to say girls, didn't I? Gotcha. For years to come, though, I would live in Steve's shadow when it came to girls. And virtually everything else. We all did. I refer to those early years as a duet because Steve was so inclusive and generous sharing the stage. Those early awkward years were so very formative, memorable, and where most of us bonded with Steve's song, which is more like karaoke than the epic, classic, kick-ass anthem that Steve's song would become. He was the front man in various underground garage bands like the Bud Boys, the Mutahabians, Warehouse, Zia, and Hoodlums. His solo debut was as the Commish, and he finally fulfilled all of us groupies with his collaboration in the supergroup Wiley's World. The vocals and chorus of Steve's song were articulated in the beginning through a simple progression of primitive suggestive lyrics like, let's party, Poot, Lenny, Rub, Slow, Monk, Sean Girdle, Rat, Shane, Munz, Levy, Soy, Lars, Halt, Mick, and Get Me Ready. It's an inside joke. Then, with deliberate use of staccato to heighten the drama of the song, he would impose contradictory lyrics like, really? And, are you kidding me? When his value system was threatened and he disagreed. He was a man of principle before practicality. Ambivalence may have been in his vocabulary, but never in his mind. Future verses in Steve's song focused around being happy and seeking the truth, because Steve and Roger Wiley had an insatiable intellectual curiosity. The melody of Steve's song has stuck in my head and will remain with us for all of our lives. It has changed the entire course of my life. Wiley believed in me, encouraged me, harassed me, and loved me, even when I didn't love myself. I had a big party house in 1985 we called the Le Pad. It's French, we thought we were cool. We were. Believe it or not. Steve did spend a lot of time there. And yes, his chorus and refrain was the same. Let's party and get me ready. When the lyrics changed toward the end of that summer, Steve and Mike Miller cornered me and quoted the Negro College Fund mantra as we attempted to inebriate ourselves to oblivion, and they sang together, Tommy, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. We are going to the University of North Dakota with or without you. Thank you, Mike, Steve, for the encouragement that changed my life immensely. I was working as a garbage man at the time. That peer pressure helped forge an incredible change that affects the quality of my life to this day. The things that made the quality of Steve's song come to fruition, made him want to turn up the volume, was when the harmonization of Beth became a confluence of high notes and perfect chord progression that they called their children. He chimed in with perfect pitch and tone all of the time, how much he loved all five of his children, how proud he was of them. And I know he told you that, but you need to know that he told all of us that. All the time. He compared his intimate, amoroso harmony with you, Beth, as heaven. And as his wingman, told me everything. All good. I love the effect and the affect that your harmony contributed to the melody of Steve's song. Like any good improvisational jam band, there's a time for ad-libbing, or to ad-lib. This is where I got to go off script a little bit. The last time we spoke, it was 2 days before he died, and it was a follow-up to the last conversation where we were in the deep end, big time, and I had to cut him short a little bit. It was only like 45 minutes. But he made a Christmas call to me, and started off with a little small talk. And if I wanted to pull out the swords and start the debate, I would change my tone a little. And I said, well, we went to church, daughters, and whether you believe in divine intercession of providence or some random coincidental chance of nature, I have had the last 6 Christmases off in a row, which is unusual in our industry in the oil field. So he kind of knew where I was going a little bit with it. And I also told him that we like to sit right up front and sing Christmas carols. And he said, "Really? You can't." When I was younger, I felt awkward singing. That's what I told him. Now that I'm older, I feel awkward not singing at church. And I'm going to quote a little gospel, little John, in a historical sense, because this is what we talked about in our conversation that night, right? Told Steve, because he didn't identify himself as a Christian, right? Said, "Steve, you got Jesus all over you, outside and on the inside." Like John 14:6, I told him, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me." You know, what is Jesus? And to me, what I told him what he had about that is he had faith in God, which you described most beautifully. He had love and the capacity to forgive, which to me is all that the historical Jesus was all about. And then I quoted the John 14:6, or excuse me, 13:34. "New commandment I give to you, love one another as I have loved you." I got so much love for Wiley. I called my wife shortly after that, because I told him, I said, "You know, we don't have to see eye to eye to walk arm in arm, brah." And then Steve saith unto me. True story. Slow. If I ever had to do your eulogy, it would be so easy because you're such a good man. And then he says, "You're a beautiful manifestation of God." Dang, that's like the nicest thing anybody's ever said. That's what I called my Wiley pictures. Wiley whispers more sweet nothings in my ear. So anyway, and as you book, one denomination, one creed, and that was it, you know. We agreed to disagree. And I watch a lot of news, and I basically become ashamed to be a human being sometimes about what I see in the world around us. But Steve's song, however, helped give me hope, believe in people. His brutal honesty took courage. And all of us can rip and tear each other apart from afar. But Steve had the fortitude to tell us anything to our face. Not only could he dish it out, but he could take the heat like no other. And I just lambasted him for years with heat. And he brought it back, and he took it. His critique and his embrace of Tom Purdy has made me such a better human being. You know, when I'm full of fear and doubt, my dad will say, "You're Tom Purdy." Now, that might sound a little narcissistic to you or arrogant or whatever, but it's empowering. So I say to you, to the Beth, Courtney, Ben, Jonah, Tatum, if you're ever in doubt, remember who you are. You are Wiley. And that should be so empowering to you. If you ever need anything, don't ever hesitate to pick up the phone and call Jim Kane. He's got lots of money. serious, as far as this network of people, just a testament. Oh, there's so many people here to help you. Don't hesitate, because we love you all. Every great song has a conclusion. We all would love to hold our lighters high and demand an encore. We all have the credentials to get backstage or to go to another meet and greet. But that is impossible now. The unfathomable reality, what we all have to sort out in our own way now, Steve. So at the end of any great performance, there must be accolades of appreciation and affirmation. To Susan, the composer of this beautiful song, or the creator, if you will, who made Steve and instilled all of his core values and opened up his heart to give and receive love. In Italian, I say, brava, brava. To Beth, the Harmony, the great wife, who helped Steve master his song, I say brava, brava. To my great, loyal, admirable friend, Steve Wiley, who we all miss immensely, I say thank you, I love you, bravo, bravo.
Thank you all for the privilege of your time. I'd also like to thank my daughter Eris Purdy, who helped me with the production of this video and spliced them both together. And once again, I miss you and I love you, Steve Wiley.